Howdy and welcome back to the Texas Kitchen. My name is William Brown and today I am going to make some imitation White Castle burgers. Now, I'm a native Texan. I don't even think they have White Castle restaurants here in Texas anywhere. I've never seen one. All I know is that they're little tiny burgers that the patty is square, and what White Castle calls a burger is, I guess, what the rest of the world calls a slider. So these are just in time for football season because they make a great snack on game day. It's pretty easy to whoop up a whole batch of them at one time, a dozen at a time. Or if, like today, you're getting ready to do the grandpa thing like I am. Man, I can't wait. My grandbaby's going to be over here in a couple hours, so I got to get these whooped out right quick. So this is how you do it. Okay, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need one small to medium onion chopped up as fine as you feel like chopping it. If you don't want to chop on it very much because the fumes get to you, well, it doesn't make you any less of a man. And I'm going to keep on telling myself that until I believe it. But I wuss out on onions. I'm sorry. I got them chopped about as good as I can get them. You need some good old non-stick spray, a pack of Lipton onion soup mix. I use the store brand. It's like 25 cents cheaper, just as good. You need some peanut butter. Yes, peanut butter, believe it or not. And you're going to need some milk. And you're going to need some of these, a pack of these Pepperidge Farms Bakery Classics sliders. I get the wheat. They're available in wheat and white. Little tiny buns, about $3 a bag. And you're going to need 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat. And this is what you do. Oh, one more thing. Some cheese, 12 slices. Can't forget the cheese. Now, the very first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 and wash your hands. I have done both off camera. Get your 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat, dump it in a big bowl. Get the Lipton cup of soup mix. Dump that in there, like so. A tablespoon of peanut butter. Drop you about a tablespoon of peanut butter in there. Go to smushing that around. And about 1/2 cup of milk. And what you want to do, start stirring this stuff around. Get it mixed real well. You want it blended into one big meaty paste. Okay, once you got it all mixed to a mash where it looks all like that, get your pan, whoops, and spray it with the pan. Okay, we're going to get all this stuff, make sure I got my pan in the screen here, yep, there we go, and dump it on the pan. And here comes the fun part, and this is where clean hands is very important. You can use a rolling pin to do this, but it's a lot easier to just do with your hands. I tried it with the rolling pin the first time I ever made them. That's the way the instructions said. And yeah, it was problematic to say the least. And what we're going to do is stretch this out, hopefully until it goes corner to corner, side to side, top to bottom, which usually it doesn't. Usually there's a little bit of gap, but you want it to be a rectangle. That's real important. You'll see why later on. Just get all these spread out here. Try to keep it like the same thickness too, if you can. And there you have it. And what we're going to do with this, we're going to pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. And we'll be back then. Okay, and we're back, and as you can see, you got a great big rectangle of meat there. And now what we're going to do is take these onions and put them in that oil or grease, whatever you want to call it, around the edges, just like this. Kind of level them out, get it even all the way around. And back into the oven for another 15 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, and we're back 15 minutes later, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a spoon and we get all those onions, dump them up on top of the meat, just like so. And once you get them all scooped up on there, start spreading them out, just like that. And once you get that all done, then you want to get your 12 slices of cheese. Now during that 15 minutes a while ago, that's a good time to go ahead and take the cheese out from its little plastic wrappers and have them prefabbed and ready, just like that. And we're going to go a row of 4 by a row of 3. So we're going to go 3 down this way, overlap them a little to get them to stay up on top of the meat there. And these are going to go back into the oven for 7 to 10 minutes. Now while those are cooking, it's a good time to get your condiments ready, or any kind of like goodies you want to put on it. For instance, you could add bacon, mushrooms, jalapenos, tomatoes, all kinds of stuff that you can add to it that you would do in the next step that's coming up. I'm not adding anything to mine because I got different grandbabies and they're all kind of fussy. I'm just going with the meat, the cheese, and the onions. Also, stop and consider if you want to put any kind of like a condiment on it, like ketchup, condiment, you heard me, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, whatever. Go on the top bun, which we'll be doing here shortly. Me, I'm just going with plain old mustard. And here we are 10 minutes later. Put that knife away. Okay, here we are 10 minutes later, and taking them out, you see the cheese is starting to melt. Now what I did was, while they were melting, you can see that over there, I took the little buns apart and I got all the bottoms over here and the tops over here. And here's what we're going to do. Get the mustard, get a top, squirt some mustard on it, put it on top of the cheese. Now this is where, like, if you had bacon or anything, you'd put it on top of the cheese and put it in for the last run there through the oven. So what we're going to do is kind of toast the tops a little bit and melt the cheese a little more. I buy that cheap cheese. You can tell it doesn't melt like real cheese does, and we're going to pop those back in the oven for about another 5 minutes, and then we're going to get the bottom set up. Okay, and there they are. Now what we're going to do is, careful because the pan's still hot, so get you something to grab a hold of it. If you have a pizza cutter, it's a lot easier, but I'm using this metal spatula. And we're just going to go down the rows and cut the meat, just like that. One row. Oh. Okay, now what we're going to do, move those over there. And I got the 8 of the bottoms set up like that. So what we're going to do is going to scoop that up, put it on the bottom, just like so. And get the other 4 bottoms and put them right on the top, just like that, just like so. 1, 2, and there you have it. Aren't those just awesome? You may think the peanut butter is something kind of funny to put in hamburger meat, but it will very, very pleasantly surprise you. It is good. Just in time for football season. Well, anyways, that's how you make imitation White Castle burgers, or sliders as you may call them. Very good, very quick and easy. Thank you for watching. My name is William Brown, over and out, and until next time, may God bless you and yours. Bye.